Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Don't you love it? The middle of the week, if you make it to here, you think, you know what, I got this. I can make it the rest of the week. And plus, Wednesdays are my favorite day. So here we are together. How's your Wednesday going? Mine's been fabulous. It's still sunny and lovely. I mean, it's chilly, I won't lie. It's not warm, but it's sunny and beautiful. And I don't know if you could see the full moon where you are, which today's not the full moon. It was, well, it depends on who you ask. Was it the 6th or the 7th? It depends. Does it count when it rises or when it sets? I can never tell. So I give myself credit for like 3 days of a full moon because somewhere in there it's full. But it's been absolutely glorious. We could see it in Portland, which oftentimes our fall and winter full moons we can't see because of the cloud cover. And this time it was radiant. And I love because it has shifted. It was way over south, I guess that would be. It was way south, so I had to really lean to be able to see it. And now it is almost directly in front of me west. So it actually bathes my entire living room with moonlight, which is so cool. Oh my gosh, more than you needed to know. I know you're here for flowers, but I love the moon. So I hope you got to see it. I got my coffee, I'm ready. Got my phone to do the housekeeping. If you're on your phone, turn it sideways. Picture will be bigger. If the comments are in your way, swipe. And that way you can have the clear photo. If you're watching from work and you're not supposed to be watching and you just got your earbuds in, I'll say, hey, take a look at this. And you know, ooh, let's look. If you're on your TV, we're already larger than life. If you're on your computer, go to full screen. That way you can see everything easily. If you missed something, go back and watch the replay. Because today is going to be filled with so much fun information. To get started, we have a full studio and we have a full classroom. So I'll be honest, you may hear a little bit of laughter and giggling. I told them they should not have fun. It is flower school. But you know what? They're having a ton of fun out there. Teacher Jerry is with them, and they are working with gardenias and stephanotis. So it is super fragrant in that room, and they're having a blast. And then Teacher Annie is out there facilitating, making sure that everything goes, and printing graduation certificates because so many of you have been busy, busy, busy. So she's getting graduation certificates ready, putting together mailing labels, making sure that class is going well, and keeping us all live, getting ready for graduation. Okay? Then inside the studio, we have Teacher Michelle. She's watching you on YouTube and Facebook. If you've got questions, comments, type away, she'll verbalize. And then we have Jules with us, making sure that we stay live. And she's also watching your comments, so she'll be speaking up and catching things if there's something that inquiring minds want to know. Then virtually, Susie's out there in YouTube land. Hi, Susie. Thank you for being here. Thank you for keeping us social. Caledonia is over in Facebook land. Thank you, Caledonia. You know, we couldn't do it without you two. You keep us all socially active and together. So thank you so very much. And I believe we have Teacher Michael and we have David. Teacher Dove is on holiday, so I doubt if he's with us today. If he is, he's sneaking in, but he might, who knows. But Teacher Michael and David will be out there. And then we have you. Introduce yourself. Let us know where you're from. Add your tulip icon if you're part of the Tulip Bunch. Who's the Tulip Bunch? Reminder, if you're a student, a graduate, or a Flower Lovers Club member, you're part of the Tulip Bunch, and you can put your icon in there to let everybody know. I'm excited today. We talked about the fact that it was weddings in the color green, and you can see we have beautiful green flowers with some accents, some antique hydrangea and such, but we really focused on green, and we had a good time gathering things. The only thing that was a little bit of a disappointment was I was looking for hanging amaranthus. I'll see if I can get that up into the camera. There we go. We had some hanging amaranthus, which is beautiful, but look how puny that is. It's the puniest hanging amaranthus I've ever seen, which it's in season right now. So why is it puny? I don't know. But anyway, that's life. We've got so many great things, all focused on the color green. And most exciting of all, are you ready? Drum roll. We have a special guest in the studio today. I'm not designing. I get to just sit here and drink my coffee and have fun with y'all. How cool is that? Can you believe it? They let me just show up and have fun, and I don't even have to work. But today we have a special guest in the studio all the way from Southern California. Yeah, flew up yesterday. We are lucky because she has a son that lives just across the river, right by where I grew up. So that's kind of fun. We were neighbors, even though we didn't know it. So she flew up from Southern California, San Diego area, and is staying in Vancouver right now with her son, but popped over across the bridge to join us in the studio to talk about wedding flowers, because her specialty is weddings and events. She also has a flower shop. We'll get to that, but her main thing is weddings and events. Her name is Becky Rice. She is FDI certified, CFD certified, and owns a company called Pink Poppy Designs. So Susie and Caledonia, if you can put her website in there, that'd be great. That way people can sort of get to know her as they are watching her work. But I would love to introduce you to FDI graduate, FDI CFD certified floral designer, Becky Rice. Come on up, Becky. Yay! Do you feel like, yay, run down?
I'm so excited.
I know.
It's so great to be here.
I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about this for more than a year.
It's been a while, yeah. And then I dropped it, and then I just decided to bring it back up because I really wanted to come and see you. And I've never met you in person. I did my certification online, actually.
I know.
So
this is your first
cool.
time in the classroom.
This is my first time.
So
Yeah.
is it weird watching them out there?
It's so neat to watch, to be able to walk through the desks and see what everyone's doing and the product and stuff like that, and listen in on some of what the teacher's saying. So it's really cool. Yeah.
It is different, and yet it's the same, but it's different.
Yeah, yeah.
So online, so you did basic and advanced?
Actually, I tested out of the basic.
That's right, okay.
And then I did the advanced.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And got your FDI certified, then you went on and tested with the American Institute of Floral Design to get your CFD.
Yep.
And now, so that was all like 2023?
Yep, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So next step for me is I'm going to take the PFDE next year in Florida, and hoping to also get the PFCI certification.
Which is also going to be in Florida.
It is, yeah.
I know,
that's
so
right.
2 trips you got to head across the country.
Yeah, yes. And I just signed up with SAF, so I'm a member of SAF now finally. I should have done it a while ago. It's not like it's hard, but.
Okay. For those that you don't know, SAF, Society of American Florists, and they're the ones that host the PFCI, and then they also do the Sylvia Cups. So if you ever wanted to compete, I mean, you could jump in with all things. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that looks very challenging, but yeah, it's cool. I'd love to see it in person.
Oh, you will find it to be so amazing.
That's
So you're going to do the PFDE in Orlando. That's what, July of 2026?
I think, yeah, it's like the beginning of July, yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are preparing your plans and such, a lot of us will be in Orlando in 2026 for the AIFD Symposium. And then we have a few graduates who will be inducted, so that's exciting. And then we have several graduates who will be testing next year. So a lot going on. If you get the chance, join us there. And then SAF is in August, and that one is in Amelia Island. Yes, it's Amelia Island. And Michelle's nodding to make sure I said the right thing, and which is a beautiful facility. And so if you do drive for the PFCI, that's where the induction will occur, which is pretty beautiful.
That's awesome.
And so you gotta put it on your calendar. Think about it. Maybe you want to join us all there. So Becky, I know we're going to do flowers, and we're talking wedding. You started your business in 2022?
22, yeah.
So in business before she joined us, then came for advanced studies to get the certification. And you do primarily a wedding and event.
I do, yep.
Why did you pick green? What was your motivation there?
I do a lot of proposals all the time for brides, and the biggest trend that I'm seeing right now is green. A lot of hydrangea, a lot of green, white callas, stuff like that. Next year, 2026, I think will be a lot of focus on green because I'm doing a lot of those proposals. So I thought it'd be really fun to bring that into the studio today and demonstrate what I've been kind of putting in all of my proposals.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you were going to start with the centerpiece. Tell us about your taping. I noticed that you did it off center.
Yeah. So I actually took some classes at Golden West College in Huntington Beach, California, before I went to FDI. And my teacher there recommended doing it off center so that when you put your stem down in the middle, the tape doesn't hit your stem that's in the middle. So that's just how I initially learned it.
So why don't we turn that? There we go. They can see that on this close up.
Very cool.
And that way you can see. So it does leave you that hole for the central binding point where all your stems can go, which is fabulous. So what flowers are we going to use? You tell me. You're in charge. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh.
Well, thank you for getting all these flowers. I sent you a big list. And it was very specific, actually, what I asked for. But we're going to start with hydrangea. So this is called antique hydrangea. And what's really cool about this is it's actually in the process of drying. So it doesn't need as much water as a regular hydrangea, green, white, other colors of hydrangea would need. And you can actually use these pieces in boutonnieres and they would stay. So this is the trend though. If you look on Pinterest or Google, I guess too, but these antique hydrangeas are very trendy right now. And they're a lot of fun to work with. So.
And they feel much more leathery.
They are.
Which is indicative that they're going to hold really well.
Yes, yes. I mean, I have left them out of water, not on purpose, but, and they keep. They look just like this after even a few hours or longer. So, not that I would recommend doing that, but.
But it works.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is funny because you can feel the difference of a fresh hydrangea, and this is fresh too. But when you're shopping, just touch, and you can feel that leatheriness, and that gives you a clue that they're going to hold incredibly well.
Yeah, the other thing when you order these for the wholesale is that they actually come in different colors. So this one probably is a pink tinge. Sometimes they come in a purple tinge or all green. I think some might have some little white tinges to them as well. So depending on your color scheme for your wedding or event, make sure that you specify what tinge you want so that it matches the rest of your color theme.
Which on your recipe that you sent me, you said, I want antique
I did.
with a tinge of.
I did, yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
do that to your growers as well.
I do, absolutely.
And sometimes I pay attention and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I'm sure the brides don't really pay attention. I mean, it has to fit their color scheme, but yes, there's a question.
We have a question.
Yes.
Amy wanted to know, is this true with any antique hydrangea? How do you know that they're drying out? Is it just the color?
That's a good question. I depend on my wholesaler to give me what they are calling antique hydrangea, but like Leanne said, it's like a leathery feel. It's definitely different than a regular hydrangea when you feel it, and you can look to see closely that it's different as well. I could probably, I don't know, did we already hold it up against the...
Pull it back just a little bit. There we go.
There
It's
you go.
definitely a different
Perfect.
texture.
Still for 1 sec. There you go.
You're a good close-up
Yeah.
camera girl. Yay!
I think I'm just
Okay.
in the right spot here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I order it from my wholesaler, they definitely on their price list out specifically antique hydrangea with the different colors that they have, separate from the regular hydrangeas. So
Cool.
yeah. And then the other cool thing that we have in the studio is these cool veggie roses, which I'm going to use. These are my new favorite. So I have a few favorite roses. One is Toffee, which is a brown rose. I'm sure you've seen it in the studio. And then one of my other new favorites is called Pink Floyd. It's a pink rose, but it smells amazing.
It's such a hot pink and
Oh,
big
yeah.
head. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, it is great.
These are so cool though. They do not look like roses. They look like Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah, a little over. There you go.
There we go.
Hold it really steady for a second. That's cool.
Yeah, and they're really cool when you reflex them as well. They have a kind of a tough petal on them. I don't know if I'm getting it in a good spot in the camera, but so when you reflex them, they stay. You know, a lot of times when you're working with roses and you're doing reflexing, depending on the rose, the reflexing doesn't work. But these ones are really amazing, and it just creates a whole nother look with this. It almost looks like a lily pad at that point.
That's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I found they to be a long-lasting rose.
They
Have you
are.
found that? Yeah.
Yeah, I have, after I've used them for weddings, I sometimes have them left over. I put them in my shop for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Somebody asked if you could say the name again. They missed the name.
Veggie rose.
A veggie rose.
Yes.
Vegggie.
I believe so.
Veggie.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are a lot of fun. Definitely one of my new favorites to work with, for sure. So,
So go
I
ahead.
guess I will
You get
start.
I know, it's like,
All
oh my gosh, now I have to design on camera.
Actually,
This is the scary
I'm
part.
excited about it. It's
So
great.
if you have, well, Becky's getting things ready. If you have other questions that you would like to ask her about her journey to becoming FDI, CFD certified, her journey to opening a flower shop, and what she's doing, type it in. Teacher Michelle, you've got a question for us.
Well, not so much a question, just a hello to Becky from Robin over on Facebook.
Oh, cool.
She says, my maiden name is Rice also, so
Nice.
perhaps we're long lost relatives.
Perhaps.
And you're
This
both flowers.
Yes,
I
yes.
know, flower
yes.
lovers. I
Yes.
love it.
That's awesome. So for this style, they're using a lot of people that are doing this style are using a lot of these hydrangeas, and it's just kind of these cool plumy arrangements. So that's what I'm going to kind of follow today. So we're going to be using a lot of really fun hydrangea texture in this arrangement. This arrangement is going to be built so that it's going to be going on a bar. So a lot of times when I do proposals, I create stuff that is a fun focal point for the wedding, and it's unique, and it can highlight my design skills, right? And so in this piece, that would be something that I could present for the wedding that would highlight my design skills, and it's not a Pinterest design. It is something that I've created myself and is unique to my style, which is great to be able to express that, you know.
You know, just hearing you talk, it makes me think of Graduate Drake in Salt Lake. I don't know if you're with us or not, but your style, you take all the classic theory and then you make it your own rather than copy what you see. And it's still on trend, but it's your own personal style. So I like the fact that you do that. You stay in touch with what's happening and what is, but then design in your look.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard these days because Pinterest is so big. I mean, they want a Pinterest wedding. And a lot of florists are most florists have to kind of follow the trends on Pinterest and not really be able to use their own style and abilities. They're just copying kind of pictures. But, you know, if you can find brides that are okay with you doing your own style and your own thing, it's exciting. It's fun. And when they're looking at a picture and then you don't match the picture perfectly, you're kind of beholden to a picture, you know, but if it's your own style, there is no picture.
Right.
And you don't have to be perfect.
You just have to be stunning.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We have a comment from Simon, who's joining us from Ireland, and he said he too has been getting a lot of inquiries for green for next year's event.
Interesting. In Ireland.
Which seems logical because it's
Yes.
the Emerald Isle. But yeah.
So I guess that's a question for all of you out there. If you are a wedding and event florist, are you seeing green across the world? So just a yes or no. Let's make it green, yes, green, no. And then where you're located so that we know if that trend is universal or if it's just here in the Southern California and Ireland areas.
Yeah.
We're very international today. Ireland, Barbados,
Wow.
Sweden, New Zealand. Carol from Trinidad is finally back with us after a long absence. So yeah, plus various states across the U.S. and Canada.
Welcome back, Carol. I'm glad you could join us again. It's always nice when, because I know we can't fit in your life every single week, but when you can pop back in, I feel really honored that you give us that time. So glad you're here. And thanks to all of you for joining us. So type in there, green, yes, green, no, and where you are, just so that we can see how big that trend is. And as Becky keeps poking flowers, you can see and watch as you go along. And if you like what you see, make sure you like it. That helps our algorithm. If you would take a moment to share this to your personal, just say, hey guys, Floral Design Institute is live and you should see what Becky's doing. It spreads the word. And if you're on YouTube, do the thumbs up. Again, it helps the algorithms. It keeps us able to function out there in the digital universe. And it really does help us. So like, share, thumbs up, and even better yet, come to flower school. You know, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Becky was a student, graduated, and now she's on live with us. Maybe you're next. Get your certification done and come play flower school live with us. Oh my gosh, this is looking absolutely exquisite. Now, do you oftentimes work in this diagonal line?
So it's funny, I was thinking about this yesterday and how I just naturally go to the Hogarth curve for some reason.
Okay.
It seems to be my favorite style of design. I don't do it, it's like I don't think about it, I just do it. I just love the shape of it for some reason, just the rhythm of it. And so a lot of times my designs do kind of end up being that style. Okay. But it's already kind of coming together there. So this will be, because it's going to be sitting on a bar, it's really going to be forward facing. It's going to be an all around design where I'm going to have flowers all around, but the focus will be in the front.
So it's all sided with a front.
Yes.
Which I think that's what we do most of the time, because
Yeah.
reality is you don't want a naked back.
No, exactly.
Because even though it may not be the front, people do see it.
Right. Yeah, and a lot of times when you're looking through a design, you can see what's kind of going on back here as well. And you don't want to have unbalanced designs either. So it's always important.
That veggie rose with this antique hydrangea looks exquisite.
It's neat, isn't it?
It really is a good mix.
And it's elegant also. It's upscale, you know, when people are looking to spend more money but not have necessarily a lot of money to spend. This definitely can add that to that. It's a lot of fun.
I'm going to pull that towel over
sorry.
just a little bit because it won't be quite so noisy
Yes,
for
I'm
you
so
then.
sorry.
There you go. Yeah.
Gotta get used to
I
that
know.
down on there.
It's just once the noise starts, it's distracting because they
I'm
want to just
sorry.
watch your beauty.
Yes.
Well, it looks like a slight lead for yes, they're seeing greens. Dennis commented, no, I'm not seeing them yet, but he's expecting the pendulum to swing.
So Dennis in Texas?
Yes,
Okay, so Dennis in Texas is not seeing green yet. Okay.
But the eastern U.S. is, which is interesting. Some of us are still seeing the soft palettes, the blush coral, light blue kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So and I wonder if because I thought we were kind of ending that blush palette. I thought that was going to be waving past us and we go bye-bye, bye-bye. And then the whole Taylor Swift engagement photo brought that blush and pink right back to the forefront. Now there was a little more pink in it, but it was still, there was a lot of blush in there. And I thought, oh, I guess repeat. Keep running the same song on replay. So it'll be interesting to see if that disrupts our color trends and changes it out this next year. Be interesting to see.
Can I have those beautiful carnations?
Oh, they are such a gorgeous color. And they weren't, you didn't order them.
No, I didn't.
But I had them, I was like, oh, she needs these, because they match the veggie perfect.
You know what's interesting is that there's a lot of people that are using just carnations right now in arrangements.
Another on-trend thing happening, yeah.
Yes. When I was before I went to Floral Design Institute and going to the Golden West College, we all had an assignment to have a flower that we learned about. And my flower was carnation, and I always hated carnations. I think I just grew up with them. They were too much. Yeah, right? And so I decided that I was going to challenge myself and use carnations in as many ways as possible. But now I love carnations. They're so versatile. They have so many different colors. There's some new stuff out, new colors out that are really, really unique. I think they actually are called antique also. So I actually use them quite a bit, but I have seen and I have done arrangements that just have carnations in them, and they're just a really unique, actually beautiful look.
It's interesting that you mentioned, was it Golden West?
Yeah.
Golden West Community College. It's amazing to me how many of our students come to us from other schools, because you get started and you learn and you go, I want more. And so, in fact, I've got some in the classroom right now that have come from other places, and online that come from other places. And Floral Design Institute can just sort of take you to that next step, and wherever you come from gives you a great baseline, and then we just expand upon it and make it more. So if you have been wondering, what do I do next? I'm a florist, I'm doing this, I know a little bit, where do I go next? We've got courses both in person and online, and you should check into them, because it's a great way to expand that skill set and just add to your repertoire.
Roxy said she's been growing mint, a green and a creamy white on the leaves, and said that's just been a wonderful texture in her vases. Plus it smells amazing.
It does. There's one farmer at our farmer's market that always has mint, and I always buy it and bring it in, and it's organic and it's beautiful. It smells so good. And on week 2, I always have critters. I'm like, oh, organic leads to critters. But I just have to remind myself, even though it's still pretty, throw it away every week, because the second week when I start seeing critters, I don't want to know that was on the mint that I put on my food. It's like, oh.
All right, so we're getting to the end here. The last thing I'm going to add is the amaranthus.
You mean that puny amaranthus?
Yeah, exactly. So my vision for this arrangement was that it would be quite large. And actually, I think it's South American amaranthus that is so long. I've seen it feet long, 3 feet long. Absolutely gorgeous, really thick.
Do you want the leaves off or on?
Actually, I like them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it won't bother taking them off for you.
I'm going to take a few of these.
Okay, there you go.
And so what my goal here is to balance this out. I can turn it to, and have this cascading down on the side. So I'm going to use actually a grouping of them.
Are we positioned well for the camera? Should we scooch it all? This way.
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Perfect, okay.
Everyone's loving the tone-on-tone color palette.
Right?
Just
So
that
beautiful.
little kiss of pink. It's actually pulling the mercury glass
Cool.
color up into the arrangement.
Oh,
It looks
interesting.
amazing on camera.
Very cool.
And it's interesting you say tone on tone, because you would say, okay, it's monochromatic, it's green, but adding this blush of pink adds that direct complement of just that little bit, and it's amazing how a direct complement just makes it pop. It adds so much impact.
Okay. I think we're good here. I'm going to spin it.
But I'm excited that you're designing, because I'm just sitting here drinking coffee going, wow, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay.
So that's the finished product here. Yeah, I think it would be really beautiful
Let's
in
do
the
a
bar.
quick little turn so people can see all sides, because that's one thing when we design on camera. Sometimes we don't finish the back, but notice how well she's finished all sides.
Leanne, will you do one more spin and I'll do a close-up with a second spin?
Okay.
Okay, yeah. When you come back around, ready, go. Now we're doing the close-up.
Okay, now we're on the close-up. There we go. I'll try not to go too fast.
There's some pretty colors together.
It is just exquisite.
Love it. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we'll take professional photos of these. Jules will grab everything later tonight, put it on the Tulip Bunch Facebook group. It'll be there by tomorrow. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be sharing these out on all our social media channels. So if you want to be able to go snag a picture of it and see it close up, because I know sometimes on camera with getting the whole thing, you don't see things quite as well as once you get that photograph. So Jules will have those ready for you. If you're in the Tulip Bunch, you'll have it by tomorrow, and then everybody else, you'll have them through Sunday.
Well, they're loving it. The hearts are blowing up on both YouTube and Facebook, so.
Awesome.
Love that, Becky. Thank you. Love this. This is awesome. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, they're typing faster than I can scroll.
Thank you.
So then if you did that for a centerpiece, which is exquisite, how would you make a bouquet to go with that? Do you do hand ties? Do you do wired? What is your go-to technique?
I do everything depending on the style of the wedding. For this wedding though, it's going to be a little bit more modern, and it is going to be hand tied. But I'm going to make it, it's not going to be a round moundy design. It's going to be a little bit more bespoke. So we're going to start with the anthurium over here. We're going to get 2 of those actually.
I'll let you
Look at
pick
how
ones you want.
Beautiful these are, they're huge.
I know, they were exquisite. I couldn't,
Wow.
I know you said you wanted 5, but I think I got 6 or 7 because I
Great.
couldn't decide.
Yeah.
Like they were all so pretty.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. So we're going to kind of actually build down. So a lot of the trends that you're seeing now is anthurium, calla lilies, hydrangea again. But we're not going to use callas in this one because we're going all green. So we're actually going to use some more veggie roses.
So you're seeing more form flowers like the anthurium and such?
For the modern weddings, I'm
Okay.
seeing 2 very distinct wedding styles. Garden style, which is like the bright colors. This is California now. It might be different in other areas, but you know, bright spring, very springy colors. And then more of the form would be more of a modern style like this. And so it's very, the flowers are, what's the word I'm looking for? They're
Architectural or?
no, they're their own flower. Like they're not hidden in the arrangement. I don't know what the word is
Okay.
I'm looking
They're
for.
making a statement.
A statement. Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good word. Which is cool with stuff like this. I mean, anthurium in itself is gorgeous. You could carry an anthurium down the aisle, and that's right. It's great.
Yeah.
And so you want to highlight it. You want to make sure that it's the star of the show when you're doing arrangements and when you're especially doing for bridal bouquets. One thing that you do have to watch out though when you're doing a bridal bouquet, and it's always good to talk to your brides to find out what kind of dress they're going to wear, because if they have a lot of ornate stuff going on here, you don't want to have a huge bouquet for them to cover, or even down below. So a lot of my brides will say, well, I have a big skirt and I want a big bouquet, or I have a really ornate top and I don't want anything showing, so it has to be lower. So depending on what they have and what their style is, really the bouquet should be built around that. But for this particular style that we're working with today, it's going to be a little bit more modern arrangement that's not going to be, like I said, rounded, which is more of a traditional style, I suppose. But
So do you ask for a picture of the gown or just have them
Sometimes.
describe it?
Sometimes I do. It depends on how, some brides don't care. Some brides just say, here's the arrangement I want, or the style and the colors. And some brides dresses are expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want their dress to be shown and they think about it. And other brides don't. So it just depends on the bride that I'm talking to. and how, I guess, involved that they want to be within things. So some of the arrangements that I do for the modern style are more of a gosh, I've had problems.
Like an arm bouquet?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, so they would hold it to the side, and this is something in that case that they would hold probably to the side like this, because if they hold it like this, it's going to be in their face.
So when you do that, do you leave the stems quite long then to balance out, or do you cut them down?
I usually do cut them down. I'm not a big stem person in general, and there's a trend right now where the white, rose in general, long stem roses, but it's not my favorite, I'll have to say. I actually don't love stems too much, so I do cut them down. It's an interesting topic though, because every florist I think has an idea of how long they think stems should be, and everyone has their unique style, you know.
When it evolves, because I can attest to teaching. When I started teaching, everything was 2 hand length. Then we went to 1 hand length. And then we went to long. And now we're kind of back to that 2-ish. And so I think a lot depends on the client and the florist, because all lengths are valid. It's just which one fits that bouquet and that client. So, yeah.
I keep filling it down. Trying to decide if I want some of these, which I actually think I do.
Oh, the color is so perfect with it. Definitely. Wowzer.
There's 2, and then I'll put 1 right here. So because these are the antique hydrangeas, I want to put it in water, but I'm not so worried about it like I would be with the other types of hydrangeas. So this will be in water still, but it's not as concerning as normal.
True,
hydrangeas
because
would be.
it's going to hold
Yeah.
pretty much no matter what.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else I had in this. In my recipe from before.
Hypericum,
Oh, I
possibly?
definitely need the amaranth.
Amaranthus,
yes.
okay. And then the green trick we had here.
Yeah. So if these were longer, which would have been awesome, they would have cascaded down to add that additional length to kind of counterbalance. But these are still going to look really cool. And again, you have the nice color textures in here too, just like that bar arrangement. And I am going to kind of keep this to one side here.
So working somewhat on an asymmetrical format
Yeah.
and linear. So, okay. So those of you that are watching us live, you've got 20 minutes or so worth of questions to put out there. And Jules and Michelle are watching to see what comes up. So if you've got things. Now, as Becky's working on this, in June, she actually opened a full-fledged flower shop. So in addition to her weddings and events, she's now doing dailies and having to display and man a store. More things to think about, more things to question her on. And then, as she mentioned, she's got her FDI certification, so now she is taking the PFDE in July with the American Institute of Floral Designers to do that certification. If you're thinking of certification, ask whatever questions you have. Our basic and advanced prepare you for that, get you your FDI certified, then you can go on to get your CFD certification and go on, just as Becky's doing, to get your AIFD certification. But it all starts with committing to education. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Because without education, you can do fun things with flowers, but you may not know why and how you're doing things with flowers. Education makes all the difference in the world and gives you the opportunity to create such amazing beauty. Oh my gosh, I turned my head and looked away, and then I looked back. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
What are we doing here?
Absolutely gorgeous.
So Amy wondered, what style would you call that bouquet?
This, I would call it modern, like I said before, but I think other people call it, gosh, I can't remember the think of the word I'm looking for. If I think about it, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I've heard it called a sheath,
Okay.
but an arm bouquet,
Yeah.
a linear bouquet,
Yeah.
modern. And the thing that's funny, it's a throwback from, what was it, the 30s and 40s, that those arm bouquets were so popular. And now here it comes all around again. And it was much more linear, and it would just rest across your arm.
Yeah.
And it was so easy to carry and so graceful looking. And here we are in 2025 bringing it back again. What goes around comes around. Nothing is ever out of date. It's just waiting for its opportunity to shine.
Yeah, the other thing I would say about this type of bouquet is make sure that you tell your brides how to hold it. And I would say that for any bouquet, because I've had cascading bouquets that I've created that are clearly a cascading bouquet, but they hold them upside down. So it's important to talk to your brides and tell them, especially something like this that's very unique, how to hold it so they know.
And
so
where the front
photographer-
is and what they
Yeah.
want to do so that they don't end up holding it in front of their face.
Exactly, yes, like I'm doing right now. Yeah. So this is done. I can put ribbon on it later too if you like.
Okay, and then you'll get pictures of that. That is just gorgeous. So I'm going to hold it so that they can see, there's the front. I'm going to turn it around and you can see it's equally as beautiful on the back side and each side. Totally perfect. Yes, Jules?
I'm curious, what color ribbon would you put on it if you could pick a color?
So I would actually use white.
Oh, you would? White.
Yeah, just a nice bright white silk. You could also do a linen white on here as well.
Would you ever try to match that red?
You could, yeah, you could. It just depends on what colors you want to pull out of here and what colors they have in the rest of their wedding. But I mean, it's such a clean look.
Yeah,
I would
it
say
really
white
is.
would be beautiful.
And I think we have an off-white that will match the center of the veggie rose perfectly. So I
Perfect.
think that'll be just grand. Teacher Michelle.
So Sherry had a question. She wanted to know when your passion for flowers and design first started.
So my grandmother was in garden club, and I grew up kind of in that environment my whole childhood. My mom also is part of garden club in California. She's president of the district that we're in. And my grandmother, because she was a large part of the garden club, she was also the superintendent of the floriculture department at the Evergreen State Fair.
Oh,
And
that's up outside of Seattle, isn't it? Just south of
Marysville,
Seattle?
Washington is where it
Okay.
is every year. And when she was running it, the garden club would
So
come
north
in.
of Seattle then,
Yeah.
okay.
The garden club would come in and they did 3 or 4 different flower shows for each fair every year. And they had a kids show. So every year I would enter floral arrangements into the kids competition. And that's really how I got started doing it. So I started doing competition when I was young. And then when I was younger, in my early 20s, I got a degree in horticulture with the anticipation of getting a floriculture degree. But I just ended up getting the horticulture part of it, and now I'm here. So
So you've gone through the whole gamut.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
It's interesting how your life kind of ebbs and flows, and I kind of I didn't drop flowers, but I definitely put it on the back burner for a long time. And now I'm 46 and I'm full in it, after not being in it for so long. And I was actually somebody else that I follow on Instagram, she's another florist, she was saying that she didn't start really getting into flowers until she was in her late 40s. And now she's an amazing florist. She has a huge business. And so don't ever give up on your dreams. It
So
can
that's-
happen.
So that's good.
Yeah.
So don't give up.
Yeah.
Any other advice that you would share with people that are thinking about pursuing floral?
Yeah.
Anything? And I'll let you think about that because I know you have another arrangement, and so we got to get started. But think about that. What advice would you share with people as they are looking to do something they love and bring in the floral world?
Yeah, I just kind of fell into it when I got married 4 years ago. I started doing flowers again for my wedding. I designed my whole wedding, and I had some really amazing floral friends who helped me put it all together. But it was always in the back of my mind of things that I wanted to do. I've always been passionate about flowers, but I never really had the opportunity because I was working in a corporate job and I had a family and all these things, going on. But I just jumped into it. Honestly, I jumped into it. I loved what I did for my wedding. It was so much fun, and I was at that point just ready to jump in and try it. And so I created a business name and I got a license, and I just said, okay, I'm going to do it.
So that was 4 years ago, so like 2021?
Yeah.
And 22 is when you started your business?
Yeah.
And 23 is when you joined us?
Yeah.
And now here
Yes.
you are in 25 live on Flower School.
Yeah, so when I started my business, I knew that I wanted to finish some kind of certification. And when I was in my early 20s, the Floral Design Institute was on my list.
I love it.
Oh yeah, I wanted to come here very badly, but you guys were only in person, and I was in Seattle, and so I couldn't do it. But then when I thought about doing it again recently, it's now online. So it was way easier for me to complete at home with my kid and my job and all the things.
And our online teachers are amazing.
Yes.
It's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Because when you're online, that sounds scary because you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm all alone and no one loves me. And the reality is, our online program, you do have full teacher support. So you still have that relationship, you still have that support, and you can do it.
Yeah.
Living proof.
Yeah, it was a lot easier for me to do from home for sure, and you have the time that you need to get through it as well. You don't feel like you're rushed, and you can do it on your own timeline, so that was great. I'm going to do a pocket boutonniere. This isn't super common for me. I love recommending them because I love them. One of my favorite things to do are the floral lapels. I was actually just I won 3rd place in the florist review for the autumn personals. I just found this out recently. They didn't even tell me. My friend said, "Oh look, you're in the magazine." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
So everybody look at the Florist Review magazine, and you can
September.
see FDI certified Becky is the winner.
It's a floral lapel, fall focus floral lapel. It's gorgeous. But this is a really cool base that Leanne helped me create today, and this was
It's projector tape. If you go to Tulip Tuesday, there's a whole Tulip Tuesday tip. Susie Caledonia, if you'll put that link in there, to create the perfect base for a pocket square, and it makes it easy. So then you started with the base, and then you've added glue dashes.
So what I usually actually have are the strips. And I put one strip here, and that's just a base for everything that I'm going to put on top. I do use glue on top of it, but for the initial...
We don't have to change it, but let's show a strip so that people know. There we go.
Oh, you do have one.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so she used dashes, but they come in the strips as well. So 2 different sizes, and
they come in rolls also.
And they come in a strip of roll thing. It comes in so many different ways. So the U-Glue is an easy tool. And you can find it on our website. If you go to the shopping pages under adhesives, I believe, you can see where it is. So, yeah.
So I usually have just a strip here where I can start with my greens. Maybe it's silly, but that's just how I do it.
Yeah, hold steady. There you go. Nice. Good job.
Okay.
Cool. And I'm just gonna start by putting some greens on here.
These ferns are my new favorite thing. I'll reach across and grab one.
Oh yes, those were so amazing in class on Monday.
We had so much fun with that. It was just absolutely fabulous. They're little tiny sword ferns, and these are a week old and still perfectly fresh and fabulous. And we used them in the serpentine, and it was a sunny day, so we got great photos of them. But it's just such a great foliage. I'll see if I can get it into the close-up there for you. Yeah. Got it? Okay. Then help us know where we should position. Do you want her to work there?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, there you go.
Very
So
cool.
just you move your body, not it.
Is that close enough? People in the camera world can let me know if we should zoom it a bit.
All right. So I'm going to use some unusual things here. I think the most fun part about these type of boutonnieres is that you can use things that you normally can't use in regular boutonnieres, and they're so fun. And I get a lot of comments saying, "What is that? What is that?" But it's just a piece of something, you know. And it makes it super unique and fun for whoever's wearing it. But we're just going to use kind of a little of everything today to make something a little bit unique.
So Bells of Ireland floret.
And I am going to use some of this hydrangea. See if we can get some color on here.
While you get that set up, I want to give a couple shout outs. Fernando is saying good night from Lisbon, Portugal.
Oops.
And Tess is also headed to bed in Sweden.
Oh,
Good night, Fernando. Good night, Tess. We've got another 10 minutes, so you don't have to leave us, but I know it's bedtime there, so yes. You know what? I'm going to have you work from this side,
Okay,
and I'm going to
perfect.
scooch over,
Perfect.
simply because your hands then will be out of.
Okay.
See what that does. See if that gives us, nope, you're going
The
to
other
leave
way?
that.
Oh,
there.
gotcha.
Just leave leave that, and you move your body.
Okay.
And then I think your hands will
Is
be
that
better. Okay, and then I'll scooch to the other side.
okay, cool. That works. Got some blue strings going here. This is a cool design though because it is all green, which is actually really unique. Usually these are very vibrant. If you look online, a lot of times you see them very super vibrant colors. But I mean, that's the fun of these. Make them your own. Are there any other questions? Well, like, might be kind of quiet with this.
Compliments for your arrangements. for
Oh,
sure.
good, I'm
I really
glad.
love that the flowers that laid in the arm.
Nice. Yeah, that one is a fun one. I've done that a lot with callas and white roses.
And I'm just kind of moving things around, looking at the close-up camera to make sure that everything stays. And so it looks good. I think, oh, you can take it, yep. We want to make sure you guys can see it, so we just shift around because we can see the close-up camera over here. And Jules is so good about keeping us live with that. That's like, okay, shift, designers, make it work. And so it's a little challenging. So we've got another 10 minutes or so. So if you've got a question or if you want to tell something to Becky, set it in there. If you love what she's doing, give her some hearts, do the thumbs up, like it, and share it out. Spread the word so that Pink Poppy Designs goes all over the digital universe. Let's make her go viral. You know, it's a scary thing to fly into town. I mean, she got in town just yesterday, and then to show up and be live, having never put foot in our classroom because she always studied online. So it is pretty dang scary. So show her some love, let her know that you support her, and pass those words on out there. And while she's working away, any other questions that are happening?
No questions per se, but just a lot of comments of how they loved your story, of how you came to Floral. Dennis is excited about using the antique hydrangeas in a pocket square like this. And Amelia says, I love your tattoos.
Oh,
There've been a couple of we love your tattoo comments.
thank
Yes.
you. Yes, this is from my horticulture background. I have a lot of flower tattoos, flowers that people don't usually recognize.
So we may, Jules, if you can, have you hold your bouquet when we do the photography and pull your
Yeah,
sleeves up so that
totally.
we can get a
I'd love
photo
to.
with the tattoos. That would be way
Dennis
cool.
was asking
Yeah.
who was going to be my hand
Hand model, yes.
Well, now we know who it's going to
We
be.
settled that.
That's funny. So I actually used the leaves off of this to create a kind of a flower, unique flower on here.
Oh, interesting.
The
So you
Hypericum.
pulled, let's put that on the close-up. Let's grab the.
This one?
Yeah, so that they can see what you meant. So when you said you used the leaves, you pulled the berry
Yeah.
off
Yep.
and then just used this portion. Let's see if I can get it in there.
Which is kind of
There
like
we
a
go.
flower.
Cute, yeah, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's like a little green flower.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like-
And then you use the berries itself too. Okay.
Yeah. It's like,
Cool.
what can you do to make your designs super unique that nobody else can do, you know?
Well, and that's a tip for the PFDE testing. I know when we
Exactly.
do our designing for competition and evaluation class in May, we're always telling people, okay, how can you use every part of the product
Yep.
to create something unique and creative that changes it all out, so.
Yeah, I think I probably learned that from training or prepping for AIFD before.
Yeah, I know our advanced class, a lot of people do the advanced online as they're getting ready for PFDE prep because there's so much emphasis in there on technique and such to help you get ready. And then they take the advanced online and then come do designing for competition in person and then go do testing and pray because
Yeah,
that's
right.
really what you are at that point.
Yeah, for sure. So this is very, very simple. You could make it a lot more elaborate if you wanted to. It's out of the camera, I guess.
There you go, there you go.
But
Oh,
Isn't that
it's
beautiful?
cute.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so
God.
cute.
it's super cute. And you think about it against a black tux and how vibrant it would actually be. So, yeah.
Very much
That's
fun.
it.
So let's grab the other things and bring them over so that everybody can see all the pieces together. I'll let you grab them since you're on that side now. And I'm gonna grab,
a little jacket.
do we have the one with the, I was looking for the blazer that actually has the pockets.
Right, you
That
don't see it.
maybe, we might not be able to do that. I was thinking we might be able to show that. Nope, I bet you it's upstairs, so we're not gonna be able to get that. We won't bother with that now. But when we do the pocket square, we do have a blazer that we can put that in, and I think it'll make everything infinitely better so that we can show it off and have it make sense. So I'm gonna put you in the
Okay.
middle so that you're between,
Okay.
because if we put this in front of your face, there we go. No, we'll frame you. There we go. And then we'll put this
Perfect.
one here, and then the pocket square. So in doing this, it's all totally coordinated so that you would have one client that might have the bouquet, and then you'd have a client that would have the square, and then it would match. Do you do a lot of statement pieces like arbors and clouds and that type of thing?
We do a
is
lot
it?
of that. Yeah.
Okay.
We do a lot of large pieces for ceremony for sure. One of the things that I always tell my clients is, how can you repurpose your florals? And I do that because A, it saves them money, but B, they get to enjoy their flowers for a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because when you're just doing for ceremony, it lasts 20, 30 minutes, you know, if you're lucky. And then what? Then where do the flowers go?
And so if you take it to the reception,
Yeah.
they've got it for another 3 or 4 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of my designs are built around that so that we can move them from wherever the ceremony is at to the reception area, either sweetheart table or maybe something like this, so that they can repurpose as much as possible.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you. You were brave. I'm like, yay! Oh my gosh. And this turned
so
out
fun.
exquisite.
Awesome.
And I think you have a future with PFCI. I think you can
Good,
do
I'm
this. I love it.
Cool.
So thank you, Susie and Caledonia, for getting all those links in there. And thank you to Michelle and Jules for keeping us on task. Thank you, David, for being there. And I'm assuming Michael and Dove know, but thank you to those of you. And then thanks to you for joining us take a look at Becky's website, Pink Poppy Design. It's beautiful, and you've got the link in there so you can see that. Join us for Flower School. Get your credentials, FDI, CFD, and then who knows, you might be opening a flower shop like Becky did in June, being brave. But for now, we'll see you all next week. It's time for you to get out there and do something you love. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.